everyone, and welcome to another To Die For Friday video. So for today's video we are making another birthday card, and this should actually be the last one. There might be another one on Monday. I can't remember. But I know that this is at minimum the last To Die For Friday birthday card. Because I don't have another birthday to deal with until March, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. So thankfully this one came pretty easily, but I went ahead and I die cut all of my pieces out because I knew it would be very time consuming. I used the MFT cloud backdrop die, which is right here, stuck to everything because it's magnetized. And I did cut it out in two different colors. I cut it out in the blue and then into this kind of a beigey off-white for the clouds. I thought that would be kind of nice instead of the stark white right here. Although I may leave a couple of the clouds out. I also used MFT's, I think it's MFT. Hold on, everything's all scattered all over the place. Yes, MFT's balloon stacks die. I used the smallest one in that, so I don't lose it. I'm going to actually stick it back in there so you can see it's just the smallest one on there. And then we're going to put everything together. This is a standard 5.5 by 4.25 card. And we're going to use Tombow as well as some foam dots. And I'm going to have to stop after a little bit to find my stamp that seems to have walked away, because we are going to do a little bit of heat embossing. So we're going to go ahead and glue down this backdrop. Maybe we'll glue down the backdrop. There we go. So I hope you guys have all had a fantastic week. Mine was wet, which was fine. Just a little bit exhausting, but that usually happens in the new year. I usually get a little bit just drained, like the holidays after they're over. I know for a lot of people it's usually instantaneously, you know, they just feel drained and exhausted, but for me it seems to take up until after my birthday. And it's probably because I'm still in that can't buy myself anything mode. So this, for me, this is about normal to just feel just totally just drained and oh my goodness. So this is not an exact fit for the front of our card base here, which is fine. It gives us a little bit of a white border all the way around, and I like that idea. Okay, now like I said, some of the clouds we're going to, now it's just a puzzle trying to find the right, of course I had it right. We're going to pop a few of these in. I may keep a couple of them just white, so you get kind of a contrast. I think I forgot to change my filter. Hold on just 1 second while I change that. Okay, never mind, I can't do that while I'm recording. I was hoping I could. So like I said, I'm going to be changing or leaving a few of these clouds the white background, but then most of them are going to be in the beige color, so I hope you can see that. I'll compare it to white so you can really see. It does have a really nice kind of a marbly look to it, so you can see it on the white there. Oops. So it's not quite, it's not white. So I'm just placing a few in to see how I like it. And then the bonus part about not using them all or even doing the blues is now I've got all these really pretty blue clouds and creamy clouds. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick a whole bunch of these in and then pull out the ones that I want to use, or I don't want. And of course, as you start to get down to the final few, they're easy to spot. Or one of those days where you just have a song stuck in your head, you can't get rid of it, but you don't want to continuously sing it either. I keep doing that. I almost started singing, just do. So there's our card base. I think I like it with all the clouds. So we are going to put all the clouds in, but we will pop a couple of them up. So I'm going to find my stick it tool here, so we can easily pull up, especially some of the smaller ones. It got so warm in the summer, my stick it tool melted a little. Made a nice little dome. That's nice. And we're just going to use the Tombow to stick some of these down. There we go. Couldn't get the glue to come out. And I'm not completely filling in, I'm just putting a pretty good amount of glue in the dead center of where the clouds are. Oh, there's something on the end of that. So let's pull that off, and there we go. Trying to get this card done before my kiddos get home. Of course, it would also help if I squeeze the bottle correctly too. My goodness. Like I said, it has just been one of those weeks for me. I think we'll pop that one up, but we'll glue this one down as well. But we'll pop up the big one. And we'll pop this one up too, I think. So we'll go ahead and grab, sizing wise, this size I think be best. Might be, that's fine. Just need to move it over a bit. Of course, now that I'm thinking about it, you know what? I think I'm just gonna leave them flat. I'm gonna leave them all flat, and I'll just pop up the balloons, because I don't want those to go off kilter. So I'm going to continue gluing these down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything's all glued down, and I decided to use a green, yellow, and a red balloon. So I think we're going to lay them like this. So we're going to tuck the green one underneath. But I'm also thinking I want to use the string, or twine, I guess. I was going to use it in a previous card. I think I'd like to use it here. But before I do any of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat emboss my sentiment. So we're going to move this, that way I can kind of see everything together. So I have a piece of kind of a bluish purple here, and we're going to use the Simon Says stamp. I believe this is the Happy Birthday sentiment. I got two here. I just don't know which one I want to use. So I'm going to take them both off and see which one I like better. Or which one fits better. It's already in my... I think we're going to go with the big bold one. So I'm going to get my... I can't find it now. Okay. Nope. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, guys. I had taken my coffee filters out of the room. So we're going to grab a stamp block and our stamp. Ooh. And we're going to, actually we're going to line that up there. And we're going to take our Versamagic, or Versamark, excuse me. We're also going to be using Simon Says Stamps embossing powder, and this is a fine detailed embossing powder in white. Oh, I have more than one. There we go. So we're going to get our anti-static bag, and we're going to put it on the smooth side of the cardstock. And I'm going to make sure I put quite a bit on there because it has been very, very staticky. Most of the week here in my house, just because it's so dry out. And we're going to use the ink. I just have the small little Versamark pad. And we're going to line this up. Center it as best we can. And put it as straight as we can. Give that a nice squish. I do rock it back and forth just a little bit. Okay. We're going to take our tweezers here. Hold this end. Sprinkle some on, and then tap the remainder off. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my heat gun. I'm gonna let it warm up for a bit, and then we will melt the powder. Drives me nuts. Well, I don't know how well it is showing up on camera. But that was clear, not white like I thought, but I actually really like that. So we're going to leave it as it is. We're going to go ahead and funnel back in our excess powder. Now, I got the tip for using coffee filters from Amy Rasavi from Prairie Paper and Ink. I would use that one again, except that I kind of tore it at some point to do that because it doesn't, none of the stuff sticks to it. So really good idea to use coffee filter. So now that this is cool, I'm just going to take my Swiffer here, which is also a tip from Amy Rasavi and Jennifer McGuire, to get the remaining dust off. And before I trim it down, I'm going to see how long I want it from my card. And I think I want it to go all the way to the edge. So I'm going to take a pencil and mark very lightly where I want it, so I can trim that off later. So because I know I want it down here a bit, the clouds will come, or the balloons will come up. So we'll do the string first. So we're going to take our string, and I'm going to just clear some of this stuff out of my way. Just going to snip off. And we'll do the green balloon first, since that's farther in the back. And we will stick this one, I think we'll stick this one down flat. Right about there. Oops. I apologize if I've been popping gum. Kind of forgot it was in my mouth, and then I go to chew it, and yep, that's a little off-centered. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna take some glossy accents to stick this down. Maybe. My bottle keeps getting clogged. It doesn't seem to matter what I do to unclog it. I can't seem to keep it from clogging. So we're going to stick just a little bit on there. To hold that in place. I decided to do the glossy accents that way, if anything shows, it will kind of blend in with the surrounding colors. So now we just need a foam dot behind each of our clouds, or our balloons here. Peel that one off. Get that one centered where I wanted it. Yep. And do the same with this one. I have the little nubs pointing in, because then once you add the string, it'll look like you know, they're being tied together. Okay, so we've already got this one. We're actually going to put this bow on here, and we'll do that with just the tiniest bit of glossy accents, which seems to be slowly exploding. I'm also going to put some on the back of the knot here. Gonna let that sit and dry. Then we're gonna take our other twine and tie another little bow. I do have a bow maker. I just didn't want to pull it out for these bows. It's not very often I can actually get a tiny bow made without it, but this is stiff enough that I did it too far down. There we go. Then we're actually gonna pull this. There we go. I have it on the right side now where I wanted it. But of course my string isn't going the way I want. There we go. Okay. Tiny bow, kind of match it up as best I can. Pull it nice and tight. This one needs to be a little smaller on this side. Okay, I think we got that. Again, just a little glossy accents on the back of here and on our balloon. And then we will come back when this is all dry to trim it up and finish putting together our card. Okay, so everything is glued down nicely. I went ahead and put some foam adhesive on the back of my strip here and trimmed it down. And I cut a space out for the string to sit, but we are going to put some glue behind the string so that it will not bounce around. I just need to straighten these up a bit. Well, it didn't do a very good job, but that's okay. I did trim them a little bit shorter as well. So I think we're going to have it sit right about there. And I want them to be gathered. Oh. And again, we're just going to add a little bit of glossy accents to hold them in place. Oh, if it would just hold still. There we go. I'm going to just hold that there for a minute. And we're actually going to put just kind of dripping it over the top. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is really starting to rain outside. But my kids are on their way home. So they'll be walking in the door here any minute. And they have umbrellas and they wanted to walk in the rain, so make sure my card base is straight so I get this on as straight as possible. Okay, and then we're just going to take this, we're going to trim them a little bit shorter than our card, just so it fits inside nicely. Okay, I said a little. There we go. So now they can just kind of move around freely. And there you have it. There is our card. For the sentiment on the inside, we're just going to stamp out from that same stamp set. It says, to the most amazing, spectacular, and fantastic person I know. So we're just going to put that on the back of the same stamp block, and we're going to use some Versamagic, or VersaFine. God, I cannot talk about things today. And since I haven't used this one before, I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper and stamp it out first a couple of times to make sure that I get good even coverage and it will stamp nicely. One more time. Okay. Close that before I stick my hand in it. Line this up as straight as possible. Well, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. It's okay. Now it looks more homemade. Okay, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye.